Okay, that looks like enough people. So tonight's live stream is inspired by the fact that the last two live streams I've done, which is about a week ago altogether, I've gotten quite a lot of very nasty and mean comments, mainly from conservatives. The left doesn't seem to really see my segments as much, which I think is kind of odd. But anyway, these comments have been because of my Useless Wars live stream, the one I just did about commentator culture. And the reason that I think this is happening is because the right, and by the right I mean conservatives, have taken the left's bitterness bait. We have gone on to do what the left has always done, which is hit really hard and be mean and be bitter and just attack people out of nowhere. Now, the problem I have with this is that the thing that is most displeasing about the left, which is the bitterness, which is the needless attacking, is the thing that's driving people away from the left, is what we on the right are now emulating a lot of times in social media. And the thing about this is in 2020, when the left all of a sudden, and they will, comes out with their week of compassion, and the conservative world can't answer this because we've been taking this bitterness bait over and over again, it's going to make us look bad. So I'm just going to read you some of the comments that I've gotten recently from conservatives. These are solely from conservatives. I went through their profiles and checked. You are an arrogant little girl. Can you rattle off that little script any faster? Young know-it-all. Fake conservative. You are a dumb little fraud. I don't know what I'm frauding about. Stop being a little shill. Try tweezing your eyebrows before you lecture us. That was one that I've gotten a lot from a lot of conservatives. When I say something they don't like, they attack my appearance. Maybe the reason Fox News won't let you on is because of your teeth. You're a little liar. These are all things that I've been told recently by conservatives in response to my live streams. Now, the other problem with this is that when we're trying to attract young people to the Republican Party and the conservative world, leading with really nasty bitterness like this is not a good thing. Let me tell you something. I get a lot of messages from young people who say, I read the comment section of your videos. Why are conservatives and people on your side being so mean? That's a big problem, and it's something that nobody's really addressing. And I think the reason for this is because a lot of young conservatives want to fight fire with fire. But the truth is that gets old really fast, because at the end of the day, people want answers. They want solutions. People conflate President Trump fighting back with him being mean. He was not a mean candidate. He was a frank and blunt candidate in a time that was even more politically correct, but he was never cruel or mean. That is what the left is doing. That is what Ayanna Pressley and Ilhan Omar and all of those ones are doing against Kellyanne Conway right now. So when we're sitting there on social media, I think we should just take a step back and understand that by taking the left's bitterness bait, by routinely doing what the left does to our own people, it's not helpful. And I think people also conflate talking about serious problems the right may have with punching right. I get accused of punching right all the time. It's not so much punching right as it is punching, in my opinion, for the right to make it better. So just overall, if you're sitting there and you see something that you disagree with on the right, it's not always great to say horrible, disgusting things like Fox News won't let you on because of your teeth. That's not a helpful thing. What's helpful is either ignoring it or talking about it or, publicly shaming them and saying this is a mean thing that's said. I do that a lot. A lot of times I'll retweet really mean comments with a very basic description of what they said and why it isn't true. This constant bitterness is eclipsing our ability to message. And one of the main things that we're not leading with is the compassion of the conservative world. We are a compassionate group of people. We don't want babies to be murdered when they're not yet born. We want people to be taken care of. We don't want migrants to be abused. We lead with compassion, but yet we're not doing that right now. Instead, we're being constantly negative and taking the left's bitterness bait. Think about this. Why do you think the left resonates so much with young people a lot of times? It's either because they've gone to the extreme with politics and they're not even talking about nasty things anymore, or they're leading with what will work in the moment. And for us, what will work in the moment is compassion, is being kind, is making the left seem as hostile and rude as they really are. Think about how much meaner we could make the left seem if we stopped reacting so much, at least publicly, if we let the left bury themselves in their own mean comments. It would especially help with attracting young women to the Republican Party and recapturing suburban women, which we've lost a lot because the left has framed it as the conservative world is mean under Trump. We need to show that the conservative world is not mean under Trump, that the conservative world can be compassionate, and that we're not going to attack everyone who disagrees with us with really mean comments. And if you'd like to see more mean comments conservatives have sent my way, you can check out my highlight reel on Instagram. Thank you, and please share this.